All right, hello. Welcome, everyone, to Session 2 of our Cyberpunk Red game. Let's go live and modify anything we have to modify. And... bloop. Hello. We need a little background music, though. Let me turn that up. There we go. Looks like everything is as needed now. Remember that the things that I see in here could be different than the things that you see in here. So if something needs adjusting, let me know. I will do my best. I'll do my best to watch out in chat. I will interact with you all as much as I can. But it's not going to be the same as... it's not going to be the same as our workshops. So, like, I can hopefully read comments. If people rate in, I will welcome them and give shout-outs. But primarily, I need to make sure that I am able to tend to my players here for our story. So let's get into the swing of things here. We have 3 of our players, although I need to scoot myself over a little bit. Hold on, just a moment. Yeah, because we have Crispy Bangs here. We also are... Oh, I lost Crispy. We have Kitty Bird blinking in and out. All right, we'll find out what's going to happen here. Let me move this a little bit. Because... Hey, Azazel, thank you for the extra bits. Alright, well, I'm going to move myself over. Because we have to get our... There we go. Everything's got to look perfect, right? So, this is me in the corner, and that's them in the spotlight. You can complete the rest of the lyrics here. I don't want to get a DMCA takedown. The most cyberpunk of all. I'm super hiding. We're fixing it in post, everyone. Actually, we're fixing it live. Not even in post. Alright, this'll work for now. I'll have to play to the camera to you all a little bit more. Since, unfortunately, there's nothing I can really do. I don't know what happened in Roll20 that we can't move the boxes anymore. Unless I'm missing something. So for right now, I need to... I just need to be over here. So... It is what it is, and you'll see a little sliver of me. Looks like we're still waiting for Fluffy Sheep to load in, but that's fine because we will get things going with. You can't hear them yet. I'm not in chat, Azazel. So Camp Custom, howdy. First comment. Coffee Cat is here. Azazel's here. Capodrazi, howdy to you all. Dingo Panic, and then Quad Boy, I see you having fun. I hope all is well. Quad Boy, we are here to have fun, despite this being a no fun allowed. This is super serious. Cyberpunk is always serious business. I can I can coffee, but then everyone would see two of me because my own camera would show up. At least I'm fairly certain. Yeah. So for right now, this will have to be what it is, and I will find a way to work around things. As the giant floating head that I am. There we go. All right. And let me make sure. Yes, I am showing up to my players, who, for you in the audience, is behind me. Azazel, thank you. And let's go to the super secret chat room. Hello, super secret chat.
Hello.
Greetings.
Everything. I mean, besides the one thing, but we know that for some reason that feature was taken away from Roll20 to be able to move the windows. But everything else is working, and so that is all fine and good.
Ooh.
Yep, Quad Boy, you will get a little bit of a recap. So I hope that you all are doing well as my players, and that it has been a fun, if maybe slightly anxious week from one session to the next.
Could say that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. There's that.
Yeah, totally fine. Yeah. Totally fine.
No one's nervous at all. No one's wondering what's going to happen, or you know, the fact that maybe your character is just on the edge of death or anything like that.
I rolled my one natural one today already. It's fine.
Okay, all right.
I haven't.
Oh, well then, hopefully you can get it out of the way on something that's not as life-threatening as what's happening right now.
I roll only 6 for every 120 that I roll. 6 natty ones for every 120.
Yeah.
God, Jesus.
No, but those are role play opportunities.
Yes, quite.
Can I put the background in dark mode? Oh, that is a thing.
Yes, you can. You can hit that little moon button on the side.
There you go. Hopefully that helps out Azazel. And hey, thanks for letting me know, because you know I can play with either mode, and if it's making. I've
been playing with Roll20 for 5 years now, and still a noob.
Well, when I ever get a chance to sit down and actually learn this contraption,
I promise you, Maddie.
Yeah.
Things will be different on the next game. Things will be different on the next one.
Then we have much to look forward to. But for tonight, I want to have another fun session here. I will take you all. I'll take you all in as what happened. All right, actually, hang on. One thing as the common courtesy, as we do have we do have our guests here. A shout out to Kitty Bird, who is playing Ramone. And soon to be streaming on Twitch, from what I recall you saying.
Yeah, I am getting my art back up and going, and there will be art streams.
Ah, very good.
The glitter, shiny, and
glitter and all of that. All of those things.
Then we move over to Coffee Cat, who does stream at least twice a week. Though you did sneak in an extra one.
I have snuck in a couple extra ones this month. Yeah, I've been celebrating my 4 years as a Twitch affiliate, more or less calling it the Twitch anniversary. And so, I've been doing a lot of that, and have given away some art, have given away a couple subscriptions to my channel. Have more commissions to do this week than I have time to do them. So yeah, things are looking up pretty good.
For any of you out there, that is Ramone's token art here is of Coffee Cat's hand or
yes,
paw.
I did that. So. I did that. If you want something to look like that, hit me up in my DMs.
They're awesome.
And then we'll move on to another streamer here on the platform. A shout out to Crispy Bangs.
Hey-oh.
There we go. Do you want to give a little self promo here while I'm typing in the commands?
I stream, and I do have a little bit of everything. I do games and I talk, and I do DJ sets, and soon to be doing mini painting streams. And my costume's falling apart. There we go.
Whatever strikes.
Yeah. Whatever I'm feeling. I have no schedule. I just kind of wing it.
I look forward to seeing how your mini painting goes, because everyone has their own style. Even though we all might be painting the same figure and even be using the same paints, just like with 2D art or other things, everyone just has a look and a style even to mini painting. And I really look forward to seeing how yours is shown as you're painting on stream. But I have...
not to step too bad at it.
I mean, your first one will probably have like a weird eye and, be like, it might look a little messy. I'm still going to tell you to hang on to it because you keep that at your desk or something. And then a year from now, 2 years, 5 years from now, you're going to look back on that first one and you're going to go, wow.
I've painted a few already, and all the ones I painted definitely have eye issues.
I don't paint eyes. What are you talking about?
Welcome to the club. This ride will never end. Eyes will always stress you.
Just gonna get little mini sets of sunglasses to put on all of them.
I can also recommend a couple other things like a little micro pen and whatnot too, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'll come in a paint stream or a paint English. I'm sorry, street slang. I'm used to saying common, but it's street slang here. Can I even speak it? When you start your mini painting streams, I will hop in and I'll be happy to watch and give you advice if you need it. And then we have as our fourth player here, Fluffy Sheep, who is piloting Ezekiel. Although hopefully, sometime during this session, we'll have gotten to know each other well enough that I can start calling him Zeke. But we have to break the ice first, and by that I mean his skull. Because some things happened, everyone, and just as Quad Boy had asked, let's jump into things. As well, you know what? We first met our four characters here, and they took us through their daily lives, what was happening in an otherwise a day like any other. We met them in their apartments. They told us about their corners of Night City, and there were some encounters. Here we had Ramone hoping to get some noodles and was confronted by... Ramone, why don't you explain to us from your point of view what happened here?
I just wanted noodles. Sorry. Ramone was waiting in line, and an old friend. Friend is a loose term right now. Called Sharpe. Confronted her with an opportunity to get chromed, so to speak, with some unusual gear. Ramone does not, like, anyone can see, like, Ramone does not have any cybernetics or chrome. And she basically told Sharpe to go take a running jump, but with her hands. Sharpe did not like this, and words were exchanged, and Ramone had not been having a good hair day and was attacked on her vanity, and dice were rolled, and it did not go well for Ramone. She did not get the noodles, and she slunk off. Tail between her legs.
Yep.
And that's when she got a phone call.
And it's all been uphill, downhill from there.
Oh, it's been a roller coaster.
Then we went over to Rock's place. Rock described his apartment, his neighborhood a bit. And Rock, if you want to give a brief summary of who you are and what is bringing us to this point here tonight.
I am Rock Armsworth, and I play a lawman, kind of a rogue cop type thing. I work part-time in law enforcement still, mostly do side hustle stuff. Ended up having some cohorts of mine kind of play a trick on me. Ended up going in, hitting the range, proving to them that I could take up this gig opportunity, and I ended up pulling basically private security for Kitty's concert. And then things happened, which brings us to where we are now.
Yeah, it's a little messy. You might need to wipe your face off here pretty soon after we start. Then you know what? I did not get to show off your exterior, the exterior of your apartment here, Ezekiel. Yours is a little fancier than others. Can you tell us why a little bit with the brief character synopsis and what brings you to the current events?
Yeah, I'll give you a quick lowdown. My family came into a bit of money. We sold the ranch. Moved me here to Night City. Took a job with Biotechnica, what done bought us out. And, one thing led to another. Turns out I ain't so good at most of this city work, but one thing I did turn out to be okay at is getting things from where they is to where they needs to be. So, that's how I make my hustles. Take a little bit from the company, deliver it to the night market. Take a little bit from the night market, deliver it back to the company, pay off the right people, and it all gets held together on account of a dad who, he done a solid for the corp. Let's put it that way. And I get a little bit of the profits. Works out okay.
Well, and as much as you've been a lot like the United Parcel Service with the ups, unfortunately we're in the downs right now, and we'll be getting to you here real soon because I think we're gonna have to open up with you, given the state of things, and that might include you actually being opened up a little bit here. So, but speaking of that, let's go over to Can Opener. To Coffee Cat playing Benji.
I mean, they do call me a cage chop shop occasionally. So.
Yep. We met you inside your. Your neighborhood is really just this stack of apartments where you live and work. And can you give us a little blurb about Benji and your day that would bring us to this point?
Yeah, Benji Mac. I came to Night City roughly 2 or 3 years ago. It's a little bit of a blur these days. Been doing, the off and on, surgery from time to time, and sometimes it's to implant some cyberware into somebody, or maybe take a defective cyberware out of somebody. Because sometimes people can't pay for trauma, and I'm the next best. So you know, I do what I can for the people of Mega Building 4 here in Haywood, because not a lot of people have a whole lot of money, and well, I get what I can for them to maintain them, as it were. Occasionally have to get supplies and or technology things from things in the night market. I'd make sure to test run it first before applying any of these things to other people, because I do not want that shit coming back on my reputation.
Yep.
It's the last thing I need.
Especially if you buy it from somebody who has no idea how to use it.
Exactly. So, you know, test run tech, you know, make sure that implants are in good working order, at least for a year. I try to make it that way anyway. You know, last thing I want is somebody coming back 3 days later saying, my bits don't work.
Yeah. Well, you did get to test that out a little bit at least when you had a little bit of an encounter. Well, not on this one, but there we go. Pardon me.
Had a little bit of a race, and went about as badly as it could have gone. He was still insisting on driving with his legs ripped in half from having skid a little too close to the pavement, and then skid again on the pavement. Luckily, I was there to be able to, you know, administer my my good hands to keep him from bleeding out, and, you know, top him up with an air hypo.
And from this treatment to the next, we're going to go to the Cascaded Lass on the campus of Night City University, perhaps an alma mater to most, if not all of you, or at least people you know, because it's pretty much the only official place in town as its own kind of city-state. And what's unique about Night City University is that within the city-state of Night City itself, it is a walled complex. It is a sanctuary, like a monastery of Eld, a castle even, with an exterior wall, and that can close to keep out the undesirable elements of Night City, to allow the students here to study and to try and better themselves as best as possible. Because it's a rough world out there, and people want to succeed, and there's people who want to live their lives. They don't want to struggle on the streets. Maybe they have aspirations of becoming a doctor, you know, whether that's for a trauma team or at a hospital, or to go into some private practice, or people who want to climb the executive ladder, others who want to invent something, the next hottest new fashion, or cyberware, whether that's WEAR cyberware or cyber WARE. And so there's a lot of people who come here, and there's relative safety, as the campus is itself walled off, and you don't have to worry about the booster gangs. You don't have to worry about a lot of the other things that happen. Now, for that safety, recently here, there was a club that was able to build itself into the college campus, called the Cascaded Lass. There are several others, and in other cities. And, well, it's not just a place to hang out that's trendy. Everywhere is lit. Even the dark places are still lit up with some kind of a light, just maybe a dark light. And tonight it's a bit of an unplugged night, as we opened up with an acoustic concert through not necessarily certainly not a rival, but not an ally either, of Ramone and her Shattered Data punk band. But then after that performance, which was rather low key, People were out on the floor and were, just kind of hanging out and listening to the nice, this very kind of retro throwback style music. Then Ramone came out from behind stage, and just because Ramone may not believe in non-therapeutic cyberware, to resist this machine, to resist the corporations, to believe in yourself and to be the best you that you can be, even if it's you embrace your flaws, kind of a thing.
And this was put some rage against that machine.
Yeah, even yes, encouraging some, perhaps some. Though you did find, Ramone, that there was even rage against you, as outside of the venue, there were people who were protesting this message. And you know what? What punk band doesn't have pearl clutching protesters against their word, right?
If I ain't got haters, I'm not doing it right.
The whole theme of the whole thing is unplugged.
Yep. And so while the acoustic was very unplugged, this was a different kind of unplug as well. You may not be able to do too much with the haters outside, but inside you certainly have a good group of fans, as you've been struggling as an artist for a while, but you're finally making it. You can play in clubs like this, where you didn't even have to play behind a chain link fence because people would throw beer bottles and stuff. And so what a break. You were able to come in and perform, and by the end, well, not only did you see Sharpe in the crowd, which might have given you some jitters because she really shook you up after the noodle incident, but one of your fans approached you with some flowers and then popped, as if she was almost like microwaved from the inside. And then others in this club, including everyone, seemingly everyone, who had some sort of modification to their body. It's as if their chrome was rebelling against them, and it appears that a lot of people either died or incapacitated with their internal injuries from the modifications rebelling. And there is a lot of blood on the dance floor now. You had ducked behind an amp in order to take cover from this, and then we have poor Rock, who was kind of keeping an eye out and positioned himself in front of the stage to hold back people in case something were to go wild. But Rock probably didn't think that he would have a college age girl, like a fangirl of yours, just pop right next to him, covering him in red and doing more than just some physical damage. As Rock, your own implants, you felt them like clinch, and it's tough when you have your cybernetics get the like an effect of like a Charlie horse in a cramp, because there's nothing you can really do about it, and they're probably stronger than your meatware, which is why you got it. And so that left you as pretty hurting as well. So while this is going on the other side of a curtain to the VIP section, in the club and dance area here of the college bar, we have Zeke and we have Benji, who were conducting some business. They're discussing, kind of finding out that they were each other's contacts along the way, that they were at least somewhat business affiliates. Partner may be too strong of a word, but have at least been affiliated before. And now Benji, in the wake of a lot of screaming outside, Zeke seems to have collapsed and has some blood that is not pouring, but has definitely been like dripping out of eyes and or ears or other places, as it looks like whatever just happened, it affected you a little bit, but not as much as apparently as Zeke here. And, well, let's see what you can do in the course of events. Now, so it's not that Zeke can certainly talk. He's kind of hard up mechanically. Remember, you just have -2s to your abilities, or to anything that you're rolling here. But you can still function. You can stand and you can talk and do this and that. In the event of a death save as well, you have an extra +1 on that to worry about. So hopefully you don't do anything that's going to make you have to roll those. But we're going to open up this scene in the wake of in the wake of the club here with what's going on behind the curtain. Benji, you know that I'm sorry, to complicate things as well for each of you. Benji, you know that your ex is here and apparently was attending the concert. She was seemingly dressed for it and was into it. She was there for it. However, Zeke, not that Benji is aware of this, but you know that a person from your work is here and probably wasn't here for the concert, given how he was carrying himself and was just sort of taking a curiosity in Rock's implants and just sort of like investigating, because he's been trying to hunt whoever's been responsible for the prototypes and other things going missing. But we'll leave that for the other side of the curtain. What matters the most right now is that you've suffered some brain damage and you're bleeding from your face.
Some.
Bleeding from the ears is not exactly a good thing.
You all right?
I'm good. You look like shit.
Yeah. I feel like I've been shot at and missed and shit on and hit. Somebody raised hell and stuck timber under it. What's going on out there?
I can't hear you, Coffee. No, I'm not hearing you. Uh-oh.
Well, this is wonderful timing.
Benji's voice box modulator just fell out and
Delayed reaction from the popping.
Oh,
yes, there you are.
Yeah, there you are. All right.
Weird.
Yeah. It's Tuesday, everyone.
What happened to my mic?
Yep.
My mic settings have not changed in Discord.
Yep.
And yet it derped. So
good old dirt cord.
Yep.
So yeah, looking at Ezekiel, he looks like shit. And then I'm peeking behind the curtain a little bit to see what kind of mayhem is going on out there. So much blood. Close the thing back up.
Okay.
I know. It is a real shit show out there.
Tell you what, while you are at the curtain and you want to peel it back some, why don't you make a perception?
Yeah. I'll make that perception.
As players, the time scale of this, minutes feel like hours. This is all happening in a general immediacy. I'm not particularly counting minutes or seconds in this moment as the game master, and because we're also going to have things are happening behind the curtain while things are happening outside of the curtain, and we'll have a little back and forth before we continue on. So just do what you think is natural in the immediacy of what just happened, and we can work on we can either resolve it or we'll bring it together. But yeah, I'm not operating on it's a timetable of perfect whatever. Just do what you're gonna do in the meantime.
But yeah, when he closes the curtain back up, has a moment where he has to still his stomach because he feels like he's going to hurl.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is a mess out there. And my perception is 16.
All right. Now I would like you to make a cyberware check while you're looking around, because you've certainly seen people collapse before. I mean, unfortunately, it happens. You're kind of an on-call person inside your complex, and of course, I mean, you've been out on the streets and things happen there too.
Cyberware is an actual role,
or
how do I roll that?
I'm sorry, I might have said the wrong skill. It's one of the four healing types that you can. It'd be like a knowledge of that. 1 second here. Cybertech, not cyberware. Cybertech.
Cybertech.
Yeah.
Here it is. Cybertech. 12.
Okay. So you take a quick peek out, and this does seem like you're in the aftermath of some sort of a gang war or a turf war. Something happened. Something went down, and it was bad.
Yeah, in pretty quick fashion too.
With the 12. Pardon me. With the 12, there's no more immediate clue that you're coming to in this quick, because you're not going out tending people right now. You haven't even tended to Zeke yet. But there's nothing that's obvious in the moment, other than you didn't hear any gunshots. I mean, there might have been some weird, some clicks, or obviously there's a lot of screaming and people scrambling too. But there was nothing like a gunshot that went off or a bomb that exploded. The place isn't on fire.
Sound like.
But man, what happened is there's certainly a lot of blood around a lot of people who otherwise didn't appear to have any externally, again, no one took a baseball bat to someone else's head. That would at least explain the mess on the floor. So you also can catch with your 16 perception that it looks like your ex is kneeling next to someone and possibly trying to administer first aid or something. Without making yourself incredibly known. I'm giving it to you for free that you're kind of just sticking your head out of the curtain. But unless you want to make yourself known, it looks like she's trying to tend to someone. And as you know, most people are taught first aid because life is tough, on the streets of Night City. So it's almost like whether you're taught by the streets or you're taught in the classroom, everyone knows a basic level of first aid. Yeah. So this isn't uncommon. I mean, it might be like, well, what a bitch, but also, she's actually trying to be compassionate. Yeah. I don't know. That's for you to figure out. But yeah, you see that she's there, and she has blood on her, whether or not that's hers. Again, this is a quick peek. So Benji, what would you like to do? You can continue to snoop behind the curtain, go outside the curtain, or you got your business contact, your affiliate here, who's bleeding from the head.
I'll leave her to her own thing. I'll instead tend to Zeke. And
okay.
Just kind of look him over, kind of making sure everything's still attached, that he's not seriously wounded. He fell and collapsed for a second there, but make sure that he's not wounded, and I look to see if he's concussed. So
out of character, is my Chrome working, or is it non-functional?
Your Chrome is working, yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna look pretty normal, depending on how detailed of a health inspection you're gonna give me.
I'm gonna give you a pretty deep health scan.
Yeah.
I have a health scanner in my hand.
All right. Now, is that just providing a bonus to a check, or is that providing some sort of a roll?
That provides bonuses to all of my skills, which are already figured into my modifiers. So for first aid, paramedic, and for +2 to first aid and paramedic.
Okay.
For those appropriate skills. They're already factored into my modifiers.
All right, then. As you begin this, you can roll first aid or paramedic, whichever is higher for you, whichever one you think would be most appropriate here.
Yep, I will do a paramedics. Ooh, 19.
Nice. Oh, well, you are a professional, and a 19 is a very professional roll here. So you're looking, you're looking over Zeke and maybe even looking through him with your totally not a tricorder. And
I like have an AR display in my hand right now.
All right. So like you are getting you're getting the look, and you can see that there's a lot of damage to Zeke. And while you can help fix him up, like some of the more superficial damage, like stop the bleeding and whatnot, and that would be a quick fix. And in a mechanical term, you'd be able to help him get some hit points back from that. It looks like he is suffering from brain injury. Now, being a med tech, you know that you can treat it. The brain injury itself doesn't have a quick fix. It's not like you can put a bandage on his head and he can ignore the penalties of this for the rest of the day in a mechanical sense from the book. You can perform surgery, but that's going to take at least 4 hours. Even in a place like, and you know what? Hey, the state of things, as shitty as the future apparently is, the fact is you can perform some like a brain hemorrhage surgery on someone on a nightclub floor. Okay, well that's something.
Prefer not to.
Yeah, and Zeke might prefer you not to either. I mean, he is conscious after all.
Kind of prefer a slightly sterile environment.
But yeah, you see that unless there's something that changes or that happens otherwise, you could do it, but it'll take a while. At being a med tech, there's a very good chance that there's got to be at least someone with some sort of trauma team subscription. It could be presumed that a trauma team could take their hovercraft, their aerial vehicles over the walls and arrive at some point in time. So until then, if you want to act to stabilize, or you do have something experimental that Zeke had given you. In your diagnosis, your mind can very easily, you're thinking about medical stuff anyway, can flash over to, well, there is this kind of squishy bag that he brought. He doesn't know what it is, but you haven't exactly had a chance to look at it yourself yet.
Not yet. Well, I kind of get him, to where he can stand and be, he's otherwise not worse for wear, except for that stinking brain injury that's going to take a little bit of surgery to fix.
Yep.
But
yeah, I'm all right, Doc. I got my bell rung. I'm upright.
Yeah, but you're if something isn't done and quickly, within the next few days, I would say, you probably are going to have a pretty crippling injury in your head.
On days? No, I ain't planning on living that long.
Well, the thing is, I could fix it up in a couple of hours, but then that takes a couple of hours.
Well, let's do one thing at a time. Let's find out what's going on out here. You don't want to get too busy.
Or you could be a guinea pig.
I raise lots of animals, no guinea pigs.
Well, if you don't want to take the guinea pig route, you want to take the tried and true route, then we need to get out of here and get you to my clinic.
I don't think anybody's getting out of here anytime soon. This is going to be locked down tighter in a drum.
So, brain glitch. Come on, come on.
Right. Yeah, it's a mess out there. Well, let's. Well, I'm gonna go and see if there are other people who might need some attention. Just try not to fall again.
Oh, I'm going with you. We're a team, you and me. Oh, all this is over.
Aye, Captain.
I don't know much about fixing people, putting them back together, but you might need somebody to help you take them apart, and I might be able to help you with that. If nothing else, we can watch each other's back.
You know what? I'll take it. I'll take it.
Zeke, you can recover an amount of hit points equal to your body. Woohoo!
Well, that's 7. That's so nice.
Nice.
It seems as if Benji is a pretty good doc here and has provided you at least enough treatment for the things for the meatware. Yeah, you lost a lot of blood, but he found most of it. Okay, so.
Pretty sure I've got some sent blood packs at my clinic too.
Benji, if you wanted to fix yourself up, you can administer first aid on yourself, or you can ask Zeke to do it for you. But
I didn't take any hit points.
Oh, okay, all right. I forgot offhand. I thought those of you with where you took at least a.
No, cause I was completely out of sight.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I was completely behind the curtain cover, so that's why I didn't get mutilated by my cyberware.
And then we have so while you two have talked and you've discussed this, things have been going on the other side of the curtain here, and there will most likely be a lot of shouts and screams otherwise that I can fill in, but primarily I'm going to give the spotlight and the floor to you, Rock, and to your ward or your charge of Ramone here. So we're gonna, while all that stuff happened behind the curtain, we're gonna reverse time. And now, Rock, this girl just popped beside you. You're covered in. Well, the insides are on your her insides are on your outsides, and people have collapsed, and there's just a lot of. Oh well, thank you, Coffee. There's a lot like this in this moment to you. This is like a street gang just had a war. I mean, the same spiel that I gave to those behind the curtain, except. I mean, you don't need a perception here. There were no gunshots. There were no bombs. No one took a baseball bat to someone else's skull. But yet there's someone crumpled who is just bleeding through parts of them that shouldn't be bleeding. And so what we'll do, because we have our rock star in the moment hiding behind the amp, I'm going to open up with you. What are you, Rock, doing in this moment on the dance floor?
Okay. So initially, I would, like, after I initially would shake off, like, the glitch in my sideboard for a second, so I'd, like, wipe my face off, just kind of throw the gourd down on the ground. It's a traumatic experience for me, but it's not like it's anything I haven't seen before. I've seen some pretty heinous shit in my line of work. So my police spidey senses would kick in, my hypervigilance. So the first thing I would do is, kind of assess the situation, look around. Then I'd run over here where I had seen kind of in my periph Ramone jump out of the way. since that's my main, that's what I was hired to do, is protect her and make sure she's okay. I kind of check in with her, you know, like I'm like huffing and puffing and like, are you okay? Are you hurt?
What the just happened?
Okay, so I check to make sure she's okay first. Then I feel like I would kind of rush across because, again, don't know what happened, but I am who I am. So I'd rush to the I guess this is the only entrance or exit. Kind of rush over here, make sure people aren't running out because we've got to figure out what happened. I don't know what went on here. Detective mode kind of kicks in.
Okay.
So I want to make sure this is secure. And I wanted to ask, I don't know if it's just a combat mechanic, but would this be an opportunity for me to call for backup? I would think like maybe my backup would be like my buddies.
Yep.
Just kind of calling, you know, some shit went down here and I need help here to kind of secure this perimeter and secure this place because I don't know what happened. People just pop. It's a bad day.
Yep, you could do that. For those of you out in the audience, if you've not played this game, the ability roll for a lawman is to be able to call in a backup team because you have contacts, whether it's public police or private security or paramilitary or something. You can get a couple people to show up and to have your back in a situation almost like this. And yep, so you had. I mean, you just talked to your friends earlier that day, you know, because they wanted to give you the opportunity. They miss seeing you. You can absolutely call them in and let them know that something has happened, and you can expect at some point that you know the reply back is you know what should we have here?
So I think it takes a period of time for them to show up. It's not like an instantaneous thing.
Yeah. It'll take a little bit, and plus managing whatever might be happening with you know what's going on the campus as well. So you contact. Yep. We'll be there as soon as we can. Oh, that sounds. Haven't heard anything like that, but anything else that we should know? Anything that we need to bring? Just if there's any a special observation, like, oh yeah, you're definitely gonna need something, you know. If not, then that's fine. But it's.
Are you muted, Crispy? I don't think we hear you.
Yeah, we've lost your sound.
Oh no, has it happened again?
Nope, I don't hear Crispy.
No.
Mm-mm. He's so shocked he's mute.
This is the quality role playing you all are getting from us. Is that you are immersed in the cyberpunk.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, there you
I
are.
can hear you now.
Okay.
It's
So-
Tuesday.
I would just let them know, hey, you definitely gonna want to come armed. Be ready. This literally just went down. I don't know what's going on, so just come prepared. So I don't know where this is gonna go.
Understood. We'll be there ASAP. And so,
Okay,
at some point you'll have two backup that you've had. We'll say that like these are characters that you're familiar with. I don't know if they were necessarily like a former partner or someone who might have like just came in when you were leaving, at least from the full-time gig. I'll let you can develop that relationship as you'd like to, but you do know that you'll have two people arriving on the scene as soon as they can.
Okay. So is there still like remnants? I'm like, I don't know if everybody exploded. Are there still remnants of the other kind of like club security that was here? That was just kind of basically bouncing the place?
Yeah. So as you're running around and you saw here, there was a bartender, and that there was even a couple servers. There was the bouncer, who's right here. The bouncer is cognizant, but seems to be in some pretty bad shape. He suffered a lot of damage, somewhat similar to you. You probably have similar cyberware. You're probably chromed in a similar fashion, and so that's why he has that job to work the door there. He's capable of, like, he's conscious and he can speak, but he looks pretty bad off. So if you want, you can talk to him, or you can try and give him some first aid to repair what you can. I mean, you don't exactly know how to fine-tune a cyber eye or to replace parts, but if you want to try and help him up a little bit, you can.
So he's down then. He's not moving around, or he's not capable of.
So here, as you went to the entrance, we'll say that he's on the he's sitting on the stool right next to the door, and he just seems winded, even though like he just ran a race. But there's a little bit of bloody froth at his mouth, and he's just like sitting there, kind of like half dazed, huffing really hard with some bloody foam at his mouth.
Okay, can I try to give him some first aid just to get him kind of serviceable, so I can use him?
First aid or paramedic, you can do so.
First aid, I got a higher modifier in, so probably first aid.
Well, first aid might be able to give some. Paramedic might be able to treat what is actually causing this to happen. So one is a higher modifier. The other could provide a more. I guess mechanically we're talking. You might be able to give him some hit points back, or you might be able to give hit points back and suppress the whatever this is going on that's making him winded and frothy. So it's your call, whichever you'd like to do.
So paramedic would maybe fix what ails him and give him HPs, and first aid would just give him HPs. I'll try paramedic then. Okay,
so what we're looking for, and as a reminder to all of you as players, your luck pools did refill, and I also do have the Fickle God Favors up that we had talked about from last week. I'll give you a quick reminder here. Crispy, you weren't playing. I don't know how much of the campaign that you saw for Chroma Company. The Fickle God's Favors are +1s that were floated in the D&D game, and I'm happy to float a +1 in Cyberpunk here. From last week, Fluffy has one, Crispy has one, Kitty has one, and then from last week, Kiwi Sniper said for the first person who needs it. So I guess I'll make one available to whoever wants to draw from that first. So those are +1s that you're carrying from last week. And you can dip into your luck pool if you want. I'm looking for a paramedic, difficulty value 15. And that means you need a 16 or higher in order to be able to quick fix what's happening with the bouncer here. So with that knowledge that you need a 16 or better, if you want to use any Fickle God Favors, or you want to use anything from your own luck pool, you may, or you can just you can roll it. You will get a circumstance bonus because you can take your time, so to speak, with this. That's taking 4 rounds instead of just 1. So 20. It's 3 seconds. So So it's not like, oh, this is an hour-long procedure. So you will get a +1 to this, and anything else you want, you can declare.
Oh, we lost your sound again.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, no.
It's Tuesday!
Yep. Oh, yeah, I saw your green ring light up. Are you there?
Try it again.
Test.
Oh, there you are. I see you. Yep.
So I double clicked, and because I'm so used to double clicking to roll that it rolled twice. So
okay,
I did that before you told me the other stuff. So can I don't want to like metagame or anything.
No.
You're
fine.
Use enough points to get me to that 16.
Well, so what we'll do? I understand with the double clicking. We'll even regardless if that was a success or a failure. Since you know your target difficulty value, you can declare before you roll if you want to use any of your luck or any of the Fickle God's Favors. and after you've told me how you'd like to modify your roll, then you can roll. So just straight up, you're going to get your roll, whatever that is, with a +1. And if you want, before you roll, you tell me if you want to use luck or fickle god favors.
Okay, so do you want me to roll again or just use what I already rolled?
You'll roll again after you tell me if you want to modify it.
Okay, I want to. So it's automatically a +1 I get.
Yes,
to
that's
whatever
auto.
it is.
Yep, that expends
And then
no resources.
And then how many fickle god favors do I get?
You currently because Azazel, Null Revenant threw one in, and Dealer's Choice. Null Revenant, just so you know, I as the game master can also be given fickle god's favors. So my choice is to use a +1 against the players at some point in time. So thank you for that, Null Revenant.
Don't do that.
Don't Azazel
modifiers.
Used a fickle god's favor, but didn't tell me who they go to. All I got were emotes. Take them. I got a couple, and why not? So without directing them, then maybe I'll just be greedy and take them, Azazel. We'll find out. But you have at least one, Crispy.
Okay, since historically I roll kind of low, let me use that one too.
Okay, so I'm gonna redeem this off the list real quick. So let's mark as complete. All right, so you're going into this roll with +2.
And I just click it once to roll, right?
Just click one time, yep. Oh no. All right. So you're not able to provide a quick fix to this person. So this person is still suffering from the effects of of whatever's hurting him here. But he is you're tending him. He is stable. I mean, he's not looking healthy or anything, you know. In a game sense, he doesn't have a full hit point bar or anything. But you are able to you could talk to him as you're tending him. If you have any questions, he's still looking pretty hurt. You weren't able to do anything in the immediacy. Maybe when backup arrives, or there's going to be some trauma teams on their way to help. But you are confident that whatever's going on, he's not going to die in the immediacy.
Okay, so I guess that works for what I want to do. I just want to kind of get him serviceably. I'm like, hey,
Sure.
hey,
Yeah.
hey, listen.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Are you good? And I'm going to let him know. I'm like, I need you to kind of keep an eye on this exit. I got some backup on the way, but we need to try, if you can, just try to keep people from leaving. Try to keep people calm till we can figure out what happened here.
Yeah, I'll try. Hard to breathe, but this has happened before. Kind of put it on my resume, you know.
Is he the only security type person that would be here?
He's the only overt security. Yes. Well, no, I'm sorry. So he is the bouncer to this part of the building. There was one that was at the front door as well. That was doing some basic pat downs and things. This is like the interior door to get to this part of the building inside. So there's at least one other overt security person at the front doors of the place in total. This is just the area between the entrance, which would have been more just kind of a casual. This is for people who just want to come. They're not here for the concert. They just might want to drink or something. Very. This is more of the bar area, and then you go through a door, and then that will get you over to the club area. That does have its own separate bar and dance floor and other things, but this is the club, and then there's a separate just a bar, a smaller area for people that just want to refresh themselves or don't want the concert or to pay for it. So where you're at is the place in between where the security at the front would have been patting people down or keeping an eye on them, and the larger interior, the concert venue space of the building.
So the other guy you were talking about, there's another exit in this place or entrance?
Yeah, it wouldn't be too far out these doors, since that front is more wide than long, but that's just, it's a gathering place. It'd be like a lobby that serves alcohol and also has some seating.
Okay, so then I guess maybe I would try to make contact with the other security guy. I don't know if I could see him out there through that door and kind of wave him over.
There is also, you would also know that there are back entrances. If we look at the top of the map here, because you did a very thorough security sweep as part of your job here. There are 2 back entrances as well to the club, and so you can bear that in mind, along with anything else you'd like. But yeah, if you want to go through the doors and go to, did you want to go into the front area then, or do you want to stay in the club side?
I want to stay in this area, but I want to wave him through to kind of come assist me to get him over there and kind of send him as a similar fashion to the bouncer, like to what, like maybe this top right back exit. Let him know, hey, we need to keep people from leaving until I can figure out what's going on here. I have backup on the way to help assist. But I would send him kind of back to that back entrance to kind of keep that secure.
Okay. In this process, there are a lot of people in here, because I don't have tokens for all the concert goers. But as people are coming out of their shock or panic is setting in because of the realization or probably because of the lack of information, and so there's you hear some screaming, a lot of feet that are running here, and there are people who are making their way in a almost like a stampeding fashion that at least can run, can move, but the way that they look, if not because of their own injuries or because their friend next to them just popped, it's almost like a zombie horde coming from both sides on this location to try and escape out. As you would know, the back area wouldn't be very well known to any of the regular concert goers because it's behind some closed doors. Like that's the green room stuff. The manager needs the key, kind of a thing, in order to get back there. But people are familiar here. So with that, you can try and hold them off from stampeding, or you can get out of the way. But as you're opening the door to look at what's going on, you hear the mass behind you as people are calling for help. I'm gonna get out of here. My dad totally pays for an executive level trauma team, and they should be here any minute, and just all kinds of stuff like that. As people are panicking as they're wont to do. Facing this stampede, you're able to start calling out. That's when I'm interjecting this event happening. You get there, you're tending to the guy, you're like, hey, come on, what's happening? He's like, I'll do my best. And you go to peek out the door, and you're just ready to hail the person, and that's when you hear both hallways starting to fill with people trying to escape. So how would you like to handle this situation, Rock?
Can I initially do kind of like maybe like some type of persuasion or intimidation to kind of like, again, like do some type of check where I can like persuade or intimidate these people to calm down until I can figure out like what's going on?
I would allow it if you can think of a way to be able to do so. I don't, but you have a mass of people who are in a desperate situation, and you like just saying, "Whoa, slow down, guys!" Like, even if you're like, halt, fuckers. Like whether you're good cop, bad cop kind of a thing. Like, hey, let's talk about our problems, or you're just like straight up, none shall pass. A voice alone is not going to be able to do it. If you have, I don't know if you have some amplification to your voice, or you have like I don't know, it'd be like a flashbang, or just some way to either physically stop or slow them, or to announce yourself more than just, I'm here as security and please don't leave, you'd have to tell me how you might go about doing that, because we got a herd of hurt animals.
Would brandishing, like my firearm and stuff, help towards that?
Mm.
Not like pointing at anybody, but just kind of holding up, being like, "Yo,
Yeah.
I got this under control." But
which firearm are you holding up?
well, I have the my hidden holster,
Okay.
so I could bring out my heavy pistol.
Okay. Pardon me. Sure. What I will say though is doing that will just allow the roll, but I will not I will not give any sort of bonuses. Like I'll let you make it.
Okay.
But there's going to be no bonuses provided for me for that. And this is going to be a more difficult one. So I'm going to say a difficulty value of 17 in order to try and get enough people in the front to stop, because they'll slow everyone else down and only the people in the front are going to see you. So this is going to be a DV17. Do we have anything like a...
Persuasion, then, maybe?
Well, I don't know if you're persuading with a pistol out. This would be better if we have some sort of a...
Tactics?
Ooh, tactics? Possibly. I think tactics is an intelligence roll. Do we have just straight up intimidation? There's interrogation.
I didn't find anything. All I find was persuasion, interrogation, deduction. That would be it.
Acting. Tactics, skill of managing a large-scale battle effectively and efficiently. Character with this skill usually knows what must be done to direct a battle and how an enemy force may react. You know what? I think tactics can work in this case, as you're trying to think ahead of the wild animals, right? You're trying to corral them or to get them. So let's roll a tactics with a DV17. You need an 18 or better in order to succeed at this.
Okay.
And Azazel, thank you for the bits.
Yikes!
Whoa! Yep. So that's what's gonna happen here. You go to you brandish, and the winded without moving other guy. I guess he's like, hold on, and he falls forward, and kind of collapses off of the stool onto you. And this is it's kind of like pulling you to the side, but you don't anything that you say is either not said or lost, and you're pinned against the wall as dozens of people here are just like they burst through the doors, and it's you're taking you're not really taking damage per se, but you're getting like bumped and you're rattled inside your armor here. Though, Rock, because of where you're at, I would like you to roll a perception, please.
That's under awareness, right? No. Yeah, okay.
10. Through the crowd, as both doors burst open, the only thing that you see in this moment before I'll flash back up to Ramone here is that the people who are in the lobby just kind of hanging out and and hanging out and drinking. They didn't want to see the concert or something like that. Everyone here just kind of looks at the doorway as dozens of bloody people start pouring out. But in this quick moment, you see that no one in the lobby is panicked, covered in blood, or collapsed on the floor. Now, we're going to pop back up. Ramone, Rock, you're Rock in this storm. Rock checked on you here, and then he went to go secure things.
Yeah.
While this is happening, and as you are going to be doing whatever you're doing. Remember, we've gone back in time a little bit. There's still bloody people out here. There's a couple others who are going over to look at and possibly help and examine. I guess one make another perception as you're peeking up here in this moment, just like a second after Rock has run to go do his thing.
Perception. Where are you? Perception? Yes, there you are. I click.
20. All right. You see, standing pretty much in the same place, is Sharpe. And she does have blood on her, but she doesn't appear to be in pain. She's not crumpled. She's also not gone over to help anyone in these seconds after everything has started happening. She's just kind of standing there.
Okay.
But anyway, back to you. What are you doing, Ramone?
After Ramone, kind of, what the fuck just happened, and kind of go, could she see Rock from where she is? Trying to keep people...
If you... In these couple seconds beyond, you're looking at Sharpe and then past Sharpe. It looks like Rock... actually, Rock first ran up to the bar here. So it looks like he's across the way, and he's checking the counter. Maybe it looks like he found the bartender that must have suffered some injury, hit his head and collapsed even, to add insult to injury, or injury to injury. Hit his head and collapsed behind the bar. So at this point, we'll say Rock has run across the place, and it looks like he's getting ready to dash over towards where the entrance / exit is. Though, of course, you know that there's exits out the back of this place because you were back in the the green room, right? In the manager only sort of area. But he's going towards the front, towards the more publicly, the public access.
Okay. Because what I have in mind, it's working with that, but also, I don't know if it will change things. Ramone's actually going to grab get back up and grab the microphone.
Oh, all right.
And she's going to try and tell people, you need to calm down. Other people are hurt. If you keep rushing, you're going to hurt yourself or hurt other people.
Okay. Are you
just kind of trying to organize, keep away from the injured people? We don't know what's going on. Kind of thing.
Are you wanting to use... Not everyone here is your fan, but you do have fans. I mean, hopefully they're still alive. Do you want to use your role ability for this? Because you actually have a way to command your followers.
I am going to use my Rocket Boy charismatic impact.
Okay.
I'll try to, at least.
Charismatic.
Because it's as much as she wants anarchy, this is not the type of anarchy she wants.
All right. Are you wishing to do, is this the DV10 or DV12 Do you want to try and direct a small group of up to 6 to act as your posse, so kind of like surrounding you, protecting you, or kind of just interacting? Or do you want to try and do this? The Rocker Boys fans, this is the DV12. Rocker Boys fans are all over the city. They're strongly loyal and will do major favors. So this is like, you might be able to ask one, or like even like a lot of people like, hey, come together, like don't move, or whatever. You could try that if you want.
Yeah. For schlitz and giggles, let's go for all in. Let's go for the DV12, and she's literally gonna try, like, you, go there, help people, you try and stop people panicking and stuff.
Okay, so this roll is going to be charismatic impact plus 1d10, and you are trying to go for a 12 so that means you need a 13 or better. So that's going to be a 5 plus a 1d10. You tell me if you would like to use any luck or fickle god favors.
I would like to use one fickle god, and throw in a point of luck for good measure as well.
Okay, so I'm marking that as complete, and go ahead and you can deduct one of your luck points.
And press the wrong thing. Okay.
Well, no, charismatic impact seems to be it's rank 5 plus the 1d10. It seems like you had just the right amount of luck and the fickle god's favor here. You rolled an 11. 12 was the difficulty value, so the one fickle god wouldn't have done it. So it was also that extra +1 that sent you over. And so for the fans that are here, I'm sorry. Tell me again what you are commanding that they do.
She's commanded, like, they try and keep people away from the injured people on the floor so they're not crushed, and to also try and get some kind of sense of calm and not crushing at the doors, and have a little more, okay, this is bad, but we've got to calm down, and like maybe help other people calm down as well.
All right. The fans are, if you recall, I said that your fans had moved closer to the stage. That's why Rock had to move over and try and protect you. They're there and they're looking up to you, like some of them are crying. They're covered in wounds from themselves or in the wounds of others. And you're offering this stable place, and we're going to from across the way.
What do you mean? Calm down. They need to go. Everyone. Fuck out of here.
As Sharpe is in the middle of the dance floor and is now like just at the top of her lungs, natural or artificial, is telling people like, what are you doing? Leave. Go. And this isn't necessarily having an effect on your fans. Azazel, thank you. This isn't necessarily affecting the fans of yours that had moved up and are surviving here. But there's other people that you see. Like, there's a woman who is kneeling down and checking on and is checking on someone. She looks over to Sharpe and looks over to you. There's a lot of other club goers. Need to go. And thank you, Macabre Derek, for the raid. Welcome, everyone. I will give you a shout out in just a moment here. But yes, Sharpe has very defiantly, like, no, fuck out of here, everyone, and is going to
You Sharpe.
and is able to get at least a couple people at first. We gotta go. Yeah, that's right. My dad totally owns a car dealership. I have an executive trauma team plan. They'll be here any moment. And there's some murmurs now from other people as they start, I guess, kind of rationalizing what they need to happen, what needs to happen next, as there's not a panic, but I guess that moment has passed of what? And then it's settling in. You're calling for calm. Sharpe is Sharpe is popping that balloon, or is trying to anyway, and people are waking up to now what's going on around them. Is there anything else you want to say or do in this moment as people are starting to?
Well, yeah. First, she's gonna whip her glasses off, so
Okay.
they actually see her face, and with her fans, that's not something that happens unless those things are going to go south. And she just like, panicking will cause other people to be hurt. You will be hurt if you do not stay calm. Help yourself and others. I can't believe I'm saying this. Don't rock out. Chill. Chilled.
No, fuck you, bitch. I'm getting out of here, and the rest of you should too.
And Sharpe is once more walks forward a little bit, and despite this, she even like just steps over a person. This does not seem to faze Sharpe all that much. And is calling you out. Now, you have fans that are, in front of you, and she doesn't seem to recognize them at all. Like, she's not, like, threatening them, taking them hostage or anything, but is definitely calling you out. And, Ramone, you and Sharpe are going to have a fight here. Another fight. Now, Unfortunately, because you lost the last one, you are going to be at a -1 here. This is also not a venue that you are known in yet. So this is going to be cool plus 1d10 plus any luck that you want to dump into this versus Sharpe. I'm sorry, it's cool plus 1d10 -1 versus whatever Sharpe is going to be bringing.
I'm gonna dump. I need this to happen because she's pissed off at Sharpe for doing this. I'm gonna dump 3 luck in.
Okay, so cool plus d10 plus 2. There were a lot spammed, and I am a gracious GM here. While they were, I will take 1 for myself. Looks like there were 3 others that have not yet been claimed. If you want to lay claim on a fickle god as well, you may. But that is your call. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm using 1 also.
Hey, Lamo.
All right then. Yes, I will. Thank you, fickle gods. I accept your offering.
Okay, are you still using the 3 luck?
I'm still using the 3 luck because this is how annoyed, this is how pissed off Ramone is at Sharpe. Because it's been a thorn in her side for many years. And today, ooh.
All right then. This is going to be cool plus 3 then, plus d10.
Okay. Roll that beam footage. Hold up. Why is it not going? Am I clicking the wrong thing?
Perhaps.
Okay, it's Tuesday.
Yep.
Uh,
Unless I think you might have to make it almost like an attack that's linked to that stat. I don't think the audit or the character sheet in Roll20
Okay.
has it as you can click it and inflict your coolness on others. So,
okay, that might.
yeah. So I would just type out a manual command,
so-
and then if you want for next session, make face down in attack, and then click on that as a weapon.
Okay, so 1d10 plus. Let's say it said 3 luck, didn't I? And that was taken down by 1, but then I took a fickle god, so it's back up to 3. Okay. Fingers crossed.
Uh-oh.
No!
Uh-oh. All right. So Ramone and her nemesis Sharpe are they split up because there's a different of personalities and lifestyles, and it would seem here that now what this is gonna do, Kitty Bird, if you interact with Sharpe in a direct fashion, this is gonna be a -2 that you have because she has cowed you once again, and for everyone else, we go back to.
Everyone, get the fuck out of here. I don't know what shit's just happened. This isn't right. Was this your plan the whole time, Ramone? To lure people here and pop them?
What?
And Ramone and the others begin to flee. Now, you have a crew that is being steadfast. Like, no, we're standing by your side, Ramone. So you have I don't know, let's see. Wow, all right, congrats. You have 5 survivors. I mean followers. I mean surviving followers.
Survivors.
Yeah. the horns have blown out. Thank you, Brandon, for, Ramone, like Gondor, needs aid, and 5 people have followed. So thank you. Thank you very much. And welcome in, Raiders. For going forward, you can have 5 people kind of be a posse, at least in the immediacy, and the stampede has begun. This is going to bring us now to, of course, Rock being kind of like smushed against the wall as people are leaving here, and that is going to include Rock. Not that you know Sharpe, apart from anyone else, but this is going to mean that Sharpe. In fact, we could even say that a very chromed out character. Almost like leading people. That might have been the person that, you held the gun up, like, everyone stop, and she just doesn't like throw an elbow to try and knock you out, but just like checks you out of the way, and pushes out, and other people follow this person. Now we're gonna have this come back around to the 2 behind the curtain. While the treatment has been going back and forth, it sounds like there was some shouting, but of course, who wouldn't, given what just happened here? There's a lot of yelling, maybe an accusation of something going on. So there's still the brain damage that's going on, which it doesn't have a quick fix, and maybe unless you want to try something experimental, Benji. But other than that, it sounds like a lot of people have gotten up, and it's a little bit. After a crescendo of noise, there's actually now less noise. What would either of you 2 like to do?
Well, I am going to be going out and seeing if I can tend to other people. Hopefully, and avoiding. I think her name should be Tessa.
Tessa, okay.
Tessa the bitch.
That's a good name for an ex.
Tessa the bitch.
All right. Noted.
Apologies if anyone here is named Tessa.
No, but my partner's named Tess.
Oh, well,
Wow.
that's not awkward at all.
But it's not Tessa. So.
Actually, it's Tesseract.
Oh,
I'm not
all right.
joking.
So
That's a pretty cool name, actually. I like that.
she's just very complex, right? As a Tesseract.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's
so
right.
Oh yeah,
it's complicated.
She has so many dimensions.
Yeah.
Look at Tessa.
Relationship
saying
status?
anything.
It's quantum. You know.
I'm not saying anything.
Right. You do not have to incriminate yourself here, Kitty Bird.
Yes.
But we have
on live Twitch.
we have a so as you peek around, there's people who are just not capable of moving. Like it looks like they're still breathing or kind of twitching on the ground, hopefully in a still alive state and not they've died and they're I don't know. You've probably seen this happen before, Benji, where almost like a rigor mortis, except like the cyberware, the chrome still kind of like twitches in death as things happen. So there's people who are twitching, people who are kind of crying out and immobile. You do not see Tess the X, but you do see that there are 5 people who are up on the stage, kind of huddled together, and they seem to be looking up at Ramone, who is Ramone. I don't know if you're like kind of crouching down and like talking to him, or you're just like, all right, come on, team, huddle up or something. But Benji, that's what you see. There's a crowd at the stage by Ramone, and bodies, or hopefully not soon to be bodies, but a lot of people have stampeded out. What are you doing?
Nope, looks like church is out.
God, if people get out of here, then whoever's responsible for this shit show is probably going to get away. I'm inclined to try and get people to stop. I don't know about you.
No, I wouldn't be trying to get people to stop leaving. I'm focused on protecting Benji right now.
Okay. Well, Benji is probably gonna start with going toward Ramone to see, because she was the star on the stage. Like, she had to have seen what went on, what happened.
Okay.
She had to have, and so that's where I'm headed.
Sure.
Yes, I love you.
So he's walking up towards the stage with the Ezekiel in tow, and just kind of looks up at Ramone. It's like, the fuck.
That is a very good question.
Well, you were up so close. I'm surprised you didn't trade in your guitar for a harp. How'd you make it through?
I saw something happening and I didn't like it, so I thought it might be a good idea to get it out of the way.
Are you hurt?
Like, shakes over. No, I'm shaken. It's the least of my worries right now. But I'm complete. And yeah.
Right. Okay.
But a lot of people flatlined, it seems.
Yeah. What the hell happened? Like, this looks like it was a fight between Maelstrom and the Tiger Claws.
Considering Considering her, I think my ex might have had a hand in it, but that's
I'm
just
sorry.
what I
What?
think anyway.
Sorry, what?
The ex-friend. What? She was here,
Uh-huh.
and she likes to cause trouble, especially for me. But
What, did she already delta out of here?
you heard the one screaming about getting the fuck out of here and everything, with the voice changer.
That's not uncommon.
I wish it was less common.
This is a lot more than just causing trouble for you. Look how many
Yeah.
people.
I know.
This ain't the kind of concert where they say let the bodies hit the floor, but that's what happened.
Happened before, but let's not
Go to
go.
retro.
But like the first one, she was up the front and she had light coming out of her mouth, and
What does she look like?
like she's all chromed up, and to give her the description.
Hmm.
But this morning, she confronted me this morning, and she had light coming out of her mouth as well. And then the girl had light coming out of her mouth, and then pop! She popped!
LED lights in the mouth isn't exactly unusual. Like,
Not for my fan.
harmless.
Have you heard of me? Do you know what I'm about?
I mean,
And not to do the things.
I can see that.
But she had them. And she popped. What the?
You mean to tell me that you don't even have a shard reader?
No jacks at all, baby. Only natural one.
Oh, Benji, you got a crazy one here.
Mhm.
Now, real quick, as this conversation's happening, we're going to cut across to Rock. Rock, you and the bodyguard who kind of went into a coughing fit, remember, he, like, collapsed on you, which kind of helped because it got you out of the way from being crushed under the mob. The two groups are now kind of like coming together time-wise as where our events are correlating. And about the time that Ramone up at the stage is saying pop. And in fact, Ramone, is your microphone still on?
No, she probably would have thrown it aside, annoyed at Sharpe.
Okay, got it.
Temper tantrum.
Yep. And a punk musician? All right.
Yeah,
I thought we were
know.
playing a believable cyberpunk semi-futuristic game, but I guess not. You know? So about the time, so Rock, you wouldn't hear pop. You know what? It was probably on, but she had the pop filter going, so you don't hear her say pop. But about that time, as you're getting back up, like fucking whatever, you know, whatever you might murmur or do whatever. From like through the doors that were opened up here, you start hearing screams in the lobby. And the doors are closed, but I'll tell you, there wasn't screaming before, and the glimpse that you caught through the open doors was that everyone just sort of like looked over, like, oh, like, is the concert over? Or like, oh, hey, my friend is done with the concert. We're going to go back to the dorms or something like that. What you're hearing now from behind the doors as they closed behind the mob, and you're picking yourself up and maybe helping up this guy who still is kind of like a bit of a bloody froth at his mouth. He is just winded from something. But but you're hearing some screams and like the sounds of cups like crashing and things like that.
So, all those people that went running by me, who were the 3 people that went running by me?
In out of character to Rock terms, you have the executive that is the foe or the nemesis to Ezekiel. To Rock, this is the guy who was talking to you. He was like admiring your chrome and everything. So you don't know him, but you at least interacted with him because you were probably just standing there like watching. You're like, all right, sir, can you please like? He's like, oh well, how about this? Have you considered this? And oh wow, what model? Was that last year's model? Like he wasn't talking like a fanboy. He sounded very nerdy about it, like he knew about all of this stuff. The other, you don't know who this really chromed up person that pushed past you was. Wasn't exactly like the leader of a gang, but was at the front and was not shy about like pushing you to the side in order to get out. And this token here, this is the infamous Tess. That is Benji's ex, though I don't believe you have as Rock any knowledge. This would have just been older than the college age kids that are here, but still dressed for the venue. So those are the 3 characters that that push past, but there were dozens more of men and women in different states of Chrome that had just gotten out of there. That they were coming down both sides of the hallway, and they just they bottlenecked here in a panic, threw a couple elbows, and made their way out.
So before they ran past me, I noticed that the people in the lobby were pretty calm, like they were largely unaffected by what went on in this room.
Yeah.
So,
all the looks were like, oh, the concert's over, kind of like a curious or a surprise.
So they went running by me into that room, the doors closed, and then I start hearing chaos coming from down there.
Yes.
So would I have this is out of character too, I guess.
That's fine.
When they went by me, would I have noticed if any of these individuals, because I was affected by what went down, because I had cyberware in me, but would I have noticed if any of these people were unaffected with what went down, as they were?
Not in the moment of the stampede.
Okay.
Everyone had some sort of blood on them, or other like fluids necessary for like the hydraulics of arms or operating or something. So yeah, in that rush, nothing overt. You're absolutely fine to have a suspicion or to question it now after the fact. No clue in the moment.
Okay, I'm gonna rush down here through the doors to see what's going on out here.
Okay. So Rock, you emerge onto the scene here of the liquor lobby. We don't have Zeke hanging out here anymore because he went to go do his thing, and you are not going to suffer another humanity loss here because you suffered this from already from the same thing. Plus, you weren't directly in the line of fire or even sight for it. But now this place is looking the same. There's people like there's someone who's sitting at a table in pain, and like his arm just keeps clenching and spasming, and he's and others, like there are people who it looked like they've been drinking all night, but the place hasn't exactly been open all night, and as they've collapsed, and there might be some blood pouring out of their face onto the table. People who have fallen over in their chairs, but it looks like the people in the lobby now, have been afflicted, and there's not, the lobby's not exactly huge, so the big there's a big rush at the front doors. It looks like the bouncer that was there, the front. Like the front of house bouncer that I was talking about, is behind the mob or was somehow able to like block or barricade or lock the doors. But there's a bunch of people at the doors, and they're just banging again. Let us out! Let us out! Which are, of course, are joined by even more people from the lobby. who are hoping to just ditch this place because something happened. And like before, no gunshots, no baseball bats, no bomb explosions.
But interestingly enough, none of this happened. It happened after these people of interest entered this room. Is my backup arrived yet or no?
Not yet. This would be just a very short, like, not like, it's been 2 minutes, but it hasn't been a very long time yet for them to have gotten in the car and flown over and done all that other stuff. Actually, I don't know, level 5 they may not be able to fly yet, but so
I'm going to...
It is a level 3 spell.
Oh, well, you got me. Yeah.
All right, so I came through the doors. The doors are closed behind me now. There's more people inside trying to get out.
Yeah, so now it seems like it seems like anyone is either writhing in pain, dead, or people who can function because they weren't knocked out or whatever. There's more than just the couple dozen because they've been joined by any of the survivors in a panic from the lobby. Now they're all at the front doors, and there's a lot of banging and screaming of let us out, and for some reason the front doors. Again, maybe the bouncer somehow locked them, barricaded them, or something happened that is like a lockdown mode because the campus does feature that for security purposes. Though this is a private business on the campus, whatever. But something is preventing the people from leaving, and and they're all gathered up at the front.
All right, so when the person that pushed me kind of just elbowed me out of the way when they went by me, I would have known who that was, right? I didn't have my back to them and didn't know who it was. I don't know that person because I haven't been introduced to them, but I would have visually been like, okay, that's the person that pushed me.
Visually, this woman is very distinct. She shows all the signs of being in a booster gang. Now, whether or not you know her from one, but with her level of modification and the fact that she was willing to elbow security out of the way, you're getting some strong indications, Rock, that you don't know the person, but this is a very distinctly chromed out person who is willing to just get out of here and just almost confidently got you out of the way and was leading people through and pushed out of the concert venue part of the building into the lobby. That being said, from where you're at, you do not see this person, which would indicate that she is probably at the head of this gang. Not gang, but at the head of the panicked pack of people at the doors. Because, well, she was at the front of the last group. You don't see her here, and you can see the people who are behind the group, the queue, the orderly queue to exit. And you don't see her, so she's probably at the front of that, being blocked by everyone else.
All right, do I have visual on the guy that was asking me about my implants?
Tell you what, make a perception, and we'll see what you see, or what can be seen. Okay. Yep. You can see him. He is hanging out towards the back. So while he was in the initial push through, he is not. It seems a leader type. He's more in the back. His distinctive clothes are giving him away as well. Since he arrived here and he tried, but it's like hello, fellow kids. I too like music. So yeah, you can see him, and he's kind of peering. He is looking around with somewhat of a concerned look on his face. But he's not pushing. He's not throwing elbows. And he is in the back of the newly enlarged pack of people.
All right, I want to move over to him and be like, "Yo, we met earlier. That shit that went down in there, crazy, right? Just trying to be like, build some like rapport with him. I'm like, were you affected by that at all? Did you notice that your cybernetics kind of blipped there for a second?
Tell you what, in this case, you can make a persuasion. Because like you're pulling him aside. He did talk to you, so like you can absolutely do this because he has shown an interest in you. So there's kind of a friendliness, not a friendliness, but it's not like, oh, a total stranger came up to me at a murder scene and wants to talk about like, oh, crazy, right? You know? So go ahead and make a persuasion. There is a floating like, hey, anyone can use this if you want to draw into that, or you can use your luck. But what this is going to be is this is going to be a contested roll. So there's not a fixed difficulty value for you. This is just, hey, roll, and if you beat the contested roll, then you will persuade him to be maybe to open up more and to not just go like, come on, I gotta. Why are you talking to me? All right, so we have a persuasion of 11. All right, and then that is based. Yeah, that is a cool based one here.
I'm not very cool.
I mean, it's okay. This nerd probably isn't either. So,
Yeah, right.
Okay. So yeah, you pull him aside, and he's like, oh, yeah, I don't know. Everything. If it wasn't for the fact that I was affected as well, just not quite as badly. I guess you could say I have a bit of a breaker inside of me.
Can I ask him if he knows who this obviously standout cyber-enhanced woman is that seems to be leading this riot out of the club?
No, but nothing but filth has been coming out of her mouth the whole time. It's a panic, but the way that she's handling herself, it doesn't feel right. It's like she's seen this before. I bet she's some dirty booster ganger, abusing technology like that. That itself is a crime.
All right. I mean, I know there's people, there's a panic and shouting and everything else. So I don't have any visual on her, like I can't tell like where she's at. Like I couldn't yet point at her and yell at her and be like, you.
Not
get her attention.
While you did move up, no, because there's still rows of people who are like almost like climbing over each other. Like this is the intense concert where people are almost crowd surfing. Like, oh, you know, they want to get out of here. This is the mosh pit. Derek, I don't know if you're still out there. Shout outs to the mosh pit. But this is you don't see her. You could probably like wade into the crowd, but it's a bunch of people who want to get out. In fact, I'll tell you what. Go ahead and make another perception while you are up here and talking to him. Okay. You also hear there's voices and banging that doesn't seem to line up completely with the voices and banging from the crowd inside the lobby. Like there's extra noise, extra percussion.
So when you're saying that, like almost like I feel like similar chaos coming from somewhere else.
Yes.
Can I investigate that?
You can, but you'd have to get to the door because that's the only thing that's really being banged on right now.
Okay. So I want to try to push forward through to the front of this mob.
Go ahead and make well, you could do it through brawling if you want to. That is probably easier, but could exacerbate the situation. Otherwise, you can roll athletics. Athletics, I'll be looking for a 13. So that means you need a 14 or more in order to less violently be able to push your way to get there. So you
I don't
can
want to
use
exacerbate things right now, so I'll try that.
Okay.
Or not.
All right. It's close. Like I'll say that you're in the crowd. Like no one's panicking. You're just working your way into it, but you're not there yet. But you're now in the middle of this not quite mosh pit, as people are around you. You're being pushed and batted around. Everyone's in a panicked froth, and while you're doing this, let's cut back to the other group. As you will make your way to the front, you just won't do so in this moment. All right, so back behind the scenes. We have Ramone, the 5 loyal followers of Shattered Data, and we have Benji and Ezekiel. You were talking about the current state of things here, and what are your plans? What are you saying and doing?
Well, should we get the fuck out of here?
It might be a good idea.
Hey.
Like, Ramone would turn to her followers and was like, look, just find a safe place to hunker down, wait till things are calmed, and then leave calmly. Like, I know it goes against my every urge to fight on, but this is not worth getting yourself flatlined on.
Ramone, how can we get out of here? Everyone seemed to rush the front door, asks one of your frantic followers.
Well, you're lucky. There's back doors.
Oh, yeah.
So, Ramone looks at like the two of you, just like, cyber. Yeah. It's like, come on. If you're gonna know what place, I have fingers too, you know. You want to get out of here? Best way is this way. And if nobody objects, Ramone's gonna lead or head towards the back doors.
Objections?
Oh, I can't sing and it's too wet to plow, so let's get out of here.
Yeah, let's get. So I know this is a strange time to ask, but you're thinking about anti-cyberware, big deal. Most of your fans are pretty chromed out anyway, it looks like.
No.
That's...
The girl with the mouth, I think, that wasn't there before. And it's more about pushing yourself to the edge, making yourself go psycho, that I hate. You need it, you need it.
You got some kind of vendetta against cyber psychos or some shit?
Yeah, no, you didn't see her. But, yeah, I have a few personal issues. Like seeing friends basically lose their minds and souls. Going psycho. Just being drones. I've seen it. More than one occasion. If I can change that, or if I can at least make some people aware and try to hold on to and fight on to keep themselves, that's what I do.
I just found it interesting that you said it's not worth getting flatlined over. That's all.
because I use the language. What,
Doesn't
you
mean you
expecting me
believe it.
Are you expecting me to speak proper English with full enunciation and not street slang? I grew up on the streets. I use it.
No, I meant that, more along the lines of it's a mixed message.
People understand it better than just saying, "You're gonna be dead."
That's always the end result. Hey, honey.
Ramone, as you give that little bit of a snark back to Benji here, you're gonna be dead. You push through the back doors here, and while it's not on the map, at the corner of the building, which is further away than just what this area here is, there's two people who look over. There she is, and shout, they're just getting ready to shout back to someone else, as it looks like these people are at the corner of the building. They're dressed in, I guess, more normal looking clothes, and one of them has an anti-shattered data sign kind of slung over their shoulder.
Oh, here we go.
So you have a bit of a snap decision here. Do you want to dive back in and hope that the back doors hold if there's a crowd incoming, or do you want to lead the charge and get out of here ahead of whatever this gang is that might be this protest gang coming around from the corner? You have some time, depending on however fast any of these people can actually move. But your moment, right, in a video game logic, right, the game pauses and you're asked, do you want to barricade back inside, closing the doors after you've alerted people who've kind of been creeping around the building, it seems, or do you want to leave the building and run away towards somewhere else on campus, or try and get back to your van or something? What's your call?
The thing that will get me least killed.
Both have merit.
I know.
So this is what would Ramone do in this case? Do you want to?
Yeah.
Do you want to get out of here and go try and figure stuff out outside of this murder scene, or do you want to try and hole up back inside after alerting the people outside?
Shit! Ah. Well, I was going to look at her fans. It was like, if they ain't got a beef with you, the fuck out. Get out. Go. She's going to look at Benji and Ezekiel, even though she doesn't know their names yet.
Yeah.
It's like, do what you like. Their beef is with me. I'm going back in.
You're telling your followers then to escape out this way?
Yeah.
But you want to hold up inside?
No. Ramone will try and GTFO as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, I my brain was sending me mixed messages.
That's fine. Benji and Ezekiel, it looks like Ramone noted, so you're inside, you can see through the door that she looks down and a panicked look comes on her face. There was some kind of shouting. You might not have heard the words exactly, but she looks back and says, what she said. Now the followers are going to go with her, but it looks like she's turning, in this moment of slow time. Ooh, she's turning to leave and dip out of here. Benji and or Zeke, do you want to go with Ramone? And the followers are obviously going to be pouring out as well.
I'm grabbing the nearest thing that I can equivocate to a baseball bat.
Okay. Let's see. You're back in kind of a rest area. It looks like there's an ashtray, some chairs. If you have a way to maybe break the table, there's If you root around a little bit, let's see, because you had to have walked back here. You went in through this security door that Ramone could get you through. There's some steps. These are lockers, but they're locked.
A pipe or a stick or
There's a chair right there.
There's a chair. Yeah, you can grab a chair if you want, or you can try and disassemble the table and tear a leg off the table.
I'll tear a leg off of a chair or a table. I just want something in my hand so I can beat away some angry mobsters.
Okay. Ezekiel, what are you doing as Benji flips the table to try and pry something off?
I'm looking at Ramone as she runs off, and well, she may not be a chicken, but she does have henhouse ways.
I adore these quaint.
I'm not even sure what that means.
We have a translator.
Means she ran off.
I suppose that is 100% true. And he rips the leg off of the chair.
Lay of the land, out of character.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else around, or has anyone else fled? It's just the angry mob, and now me and Benji, right?
Yeah. So in this moment, it's you and Benji can exchange. Well, Benji's like he flipped the table and is trying to get this leg broken off. Which I'd like an athletics for, Benji, or if you have something else in mind, a tool or a weapon or something.
My handy dandy hand tends to have a tech tool in it too.
Okay. Oh yeah. So you can just use like a screwdriver or something. You just Inspector Gadget it, a little kind of screwdriver comes out of your finger.
I have a little bit of Inspector Gadget, yes. I have tools in my hands.
Sure. Let's go with
figure out what skills that actually works on.
Do you have basic tech at all?
Yeah. And my tech scanner adds +2 to basic tech.
Sure. I'm looking for a 10, so you need an 11 plus.
11 plus on basic tech. Which is already figured in.
Yep.
Hey, 15.
All right. So yep, you go and you're taking your fingers are going as and Zeke, what would you like to do as Benji's disassembling this table?
Does the mob look like they're going to attack us imminently?
So in this moment, if you're peeking out while Benji's getting things disassembled, Ramone has already started to run off this way with the followers. Although the followers are acting as a little bit of a distraction, they're cooperating. But Ramone, do you want us to run distraction? Do you want us to we'll do anything you tell us. We can try and help you get away. Ramone, do you have any sort of quick command for them, or do you want them to stay with you and protect you as a posse?
Split off. Maybe some of them will follow you. If not, but just keep running.
Split off. All right. Okay. So Zeke, in this moment, it looks like a quick group huddle behind the dumpsters has led to the crew, the 5 loyal posse members, just start running off in different directions. Which is going to leave just Ramone in this moment pivoting and starting to run to the other side of the building. As you look down at the corner now, it looks like at least half a dozen people have already come around the corner of the nightclub and restaurant, wearing. Some of them are in black bloc, a couple others are just in normal clothes and holding some sort of a protest sign about the message of. About the message of what has been happening here as this thematic concert's gone on. What is your decision then? As now Benji would have no knowledge of this because he's disassembling a table, but you're in between the two. You're like holding the door open and.
Yes, so that was a lot of information, but I don't know that it answered my question.
Oh, well, shoot, I'm sorry.
Does it look like the people who are oncoming are imminently going to attack us, or does it more look like they're more interested in Ramone?
Ramone. They're pointing and like let's get her.
They're not storming the castle. They're pursuing her.
Yeah. Now, if you're holding the door open, will some of them, barge into the nightclub where this performance happened? Could be. But the target seems to be Ramone.
Well, then in that case, sounds like the thing for me to do. She had her followers flee. That's unfortunate. All right, I think my only choice is to step in between the attackers and where Ramone went, and pull out my gun, which I keep carefully hidden for these purposes.
Hidden, yeah.
And it's hidden. I'll just kind of reach right into my gut and pull out.
Yep.
Pull out the gun.
That's a nifty compartment.
You'd be surprised things I can keep in there. And I'll just step out in between them, and I'm going to do my best, Old West, where I just kind of mosey out, kind of half bow-legged, and got my hand on it, Now, I've already drawn it, of course, but I'm holding it pointing at the ground so that it looks like and then I'll just say, yeah, like it's a quick draw, but it's already drawn, so it's even quicker than that.
Okay. All right, Benji, the leg, and with a little bit of prying, it doesn't have to look pretty.
And as I do that, all of my clothing and my hat all go completely black.
Ooh. That's right. You could do that. Yeah.
Because he has cyberware, W-E-A-R.
Yeah.
Yes, it's wear in both notions, and so I just kind of look a lot like my token. Actually, if you blow up my token.
Oh yeah.
Just doing my best. Best man in black right now.
See, Benji's first thought when Ezekiel reaches into his own gut and pulls out a gun is, what did you have to remove to put that thing in there? He's now very curious about the internal anatomy of a man he just met.
Oh, you're gonna get more curious.
Yep. Pocket sand is one thing, but a pocket desert eagle is another. So.
No, it's true.
All right, Benji, you're making your way out of the club then.
Yep, got my now improvised weapon in my hand and ready to smack a fool if they get too close.
All right, are you doing some sort of last stand besides Zeke? Do you want to go more with Ramone? Do you want to go dumpster diving for spare parts? What do you want to do here?
No, I'll stand with Zeke because why not?
Sure.
But I've also got this table leg kind of hanging down at my side. Not to look aggressive, but to look like where in the world do you think you're going?
Okay. Then while this is happening here, we're gonna before we take our break, we're gonna have one last cut over to Rock, who is in the lobby. And so Rock, you had heard that there was a ruckus outside. The door was actually being smashed, like battered and vibrating, and people are banging on it from the inside and apparently from the outside here, as things are a lot more evident as the door is starting to the door is starting to give in and dent from all of the abuse from both even from both directions here. And it looks as if there's going to be a breach in the lobby, in the main front doors to the club here in not a lot of time. What would you like to say or do? Remember, you do have the corporate nerd next to you, as you pulled him aside to talk to him. What are you saying or doing in this moment?
All right. So as I start to kind of push my way up and I see this door starting to be compromised, I'm going to make my way back and tell my associate here, my acquaintance that I talked to, we might want to move away because it looks like that door's about to go down. So I'm going to kind of move with him kind of away and just kind of observe to see what happens up front, because I don't want to get caught in the middle of this mob.
Sure. Okay. You pull him back, and you're a distance off, and you hear kapang, kapang as the hinges or the other things that are holding the door are just giving out. The glass is cracking The push bars have been like rent off, and people are swinging them to like they're so desperate to get out of here. And while you're doing this, go ahead and give me one more not investigation. Go ahead and make one more perception. Though, if there's other things that you want to call in, like investigation to put pieces together or some sort of criminology or something, you can always prompt me for that too. But I'm giving you the obvious stuff. Woo! Look at that. That's a green number. So we have a 19. All right. You definitely are not going to suffer humanity loss because, well, this is not your first. This is not your second. This is now your third rodeo with this. As the door gives and the panicked club survivors pour out into the group of protesters outside of the club, there is a mix of the two. As the protesters are giving way to the people who want to escape. Now, some of them are, probably in the way or trying to barricade stuff or are just being ignorant. They're going to get trampled over, however. And your eyes open and take all this in before you're like, no, or whatever. Like you can't look. As members of the protesters begin to steam and violently shake.
Oh no.
And we'll go on break as the sound of the first person just coring themselves, as popping, goes off. Now, this is at the front of the cascaded lass, where you kind of are, Rock. That's where we're pausing for our break. Behind the club is where we have Benji and Zeke and Ramone. And so everyone, we're going to get up and stretch. We're going to take about 10 minutes. And then when we come back, we're going to find out what's going on now as this has spread. The word has gotten out, it seems.
They're never gonna let me play at the Cascaded Lass again.
No. No.